Chocks and Chocettes in between. Roberto here for another video review. It's the Cadbury Dairy Milk Little Robins. Yes, you could just say, I don't know, is it just basically their sort of Dairy Milk mini eggs repurposed for Christmas? Cynical people could say that. I am quite cynical, so I'm probably going to say that. But nonetheless, they look pretty nice, don't they? I like the concept, you know, not too bad. But basically, I think you could clearly say it's just a Dairy Milk filled mini egg, essentially. I'm assuming Dairy Milk on the outside as well. You know, but clearly you can see it's a shell filled with other chocolates as well. There we go. So there are dime versions of these as well. I've reviewed them in the past, I think, but it's a long time ago. I'm going to re-review them. Basically, it's with the old packaging, so it looks very similar to this, the old dime packaging. So I'm going to review them again, basically. Yeah. So anything of interest on these ones? I mean, I think they're basically individually wrapped. I think he sort of hints at here. It might say somewhere. And they just take up so much space. I mean, this bag is very empty as it is, but the wrapping, you know, because of all the flourishes on the side of the wrappers and things, you know, it's basically very empty, this pack, you know, for the size of it. And don't forget, there is crimps at the side as well, you know, so these bits here at the side are never going to be filled with anything. So it's already thinner than it really, you know, appears to be, basically. And obviously at the top as well is the same. There's nothing at the top here. For sure, it's not, you know, you can't. There's no room to put anything. So you know what I mean. So the bag is a lot smaller than it appears, and it's half full as it is. Yeah, so, all right. So what's it say on the back? So we got the Cadbury Cocoa Life, Cocoa Plan or whatever. I think Nestle Cocoa Plan, isn't it? I think Cadbury Cocoa Life, 100% sustainably sourced cocoa. I'd always check what 100% sustainably sourced means because it's a very bold claim. You know, and it's not objective really, fair trade basically. So yeah, in my opinion anyway. Part of the Fair Trade Foundation, there we go. And it's not objective, basically, all this sort of sustainably sourced claims and things like this. So I'll definitely look into it if it's of interest to you. Thanks to Cocoa Life, we are helping plantations to protect the forests around them. CocoaLife.org. You can find out more there. Dairy Milk Little Robins, and there we go. It says solid milk chocolate eggs. It says solid milk chocolate. That's not true. It's not. You can tell you that it's not true at all because they're in two halves. It's not a solid egg at all. Alright, it's two halves glued together, you know what I mean. Okay, so we get its milk double star. And the double star attributes to the Cadbury claim of how much milk is in their products in dairy milk. I can't see the double star. There we go, yeah. It is the equivalent of 426 millilitres of fresh liquid milk in every 227 grams of milk chocolate. There's 77 grams here. It's got palm fat in there. Again, there you go. So the fact it's got palm fat in it, you know what I mean? That's what, you know what I mean? So the product, you know, it's got palm oil in it. So even if it's sustainably sourced, you know, is that still a good thing? I'm not too sure really. Milk size 20% minimum, actual 23%. Cocoa size 20% minimum. It tastes butter fats in addition to cocoa butter. Got the calories here. 100 grams, 535 calories, which is quite above the middle of the 500 to 550 that chocolate products tend to have. 51 grams of fat, 18 of which are saturates, and then per 2 eggs, 22 grams, 118 calories, 6.7 grams of fat, 3.9 of which are saturates. 22 grams is 2 eggs. It's a 77 gram bag. What does that mean? Got the Queen approves there. Was perhaps maybe out of date now, really. By appointments to Her Majesty the Queen, Cocoa and Chocolates Manufacturers, Cadbury UK Limited. Bourneville. Good vegetarians. Got the big green dot for recycling. It basically says that Cadbury supports recycling, but you can't necessarily recycle this product. That's supported by the fact that it also has the throw in the bin symbol there. Alright, there we go. So nothing there's much more to say really. Got a little open shenanigan there. I quite like the packaging generally. I think it looks pretty nice. Got the robins, got the holly, snowflakes, sort of woven backing there, the sort of Christmas jumper type affair. I like the holly is also sort of stitched onto it as well. And branches as well. Yeah, looks pretty good. And the glass half config looks to be going into the egg there, which I think is a nice little touch. Whether that's accidental or not, I'm not sure, but it looks pretty good. BeTreatWise.net. Don't eat too much, basically. Yeah, easy said and done, of course. But alright, let's give it an open, see what it looks like, and see just how much space these take up and how much is in there as well. Let's give them an open. Right, okay, I'm going to give these Dairy Milk Little Robins an open. Yes, looks very nice indeed. Got a little tear there, which is this looks pretty good, like a little notch as well. So just, I don't know, it works well. Okay, let's give them open. The time we're going, I've done about 980 reviews, I think, believe it or not. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. In the top right hand corner, I'll link to place home with reviews, as well as some other ones that are related, such as dairy milk, Christmas ones, anything else, mini egg ones maybe. Yep, so go check those out after you watch this one and click the like and the subscribe buttons. Hope you enjoy those too. So 7 is what we've got. So 22 grams, 44, 66, and 77. So that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, so they're 11 grams each, basically. So we have got the exact amount here. But you can see how big, I mean, here's the dime bag. You know, it's completely full. The equivalent with dime, which I'm going to review after this one. So you can see, you know, you don't really get much. You know, I guess it's, I don't know, I guess it's not too bad. But if they weren't in the wrappers and things, you know, taking too much space. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It looks reasonable, doesn't it? But as I say, the fact is these wrappers make them look a lot bigger than they actually are. Alright, let's give one an opening. Nice little packaging there, little robin there. Yeah, very good. Okay, this is what we're up against. So it's basically just an egg, really. Is it just as you probably imagine? It doesn't have the strange star symbol that full-size eggs have in that centre sort of hole thing there, in that centre hole there. Don't know why that is, but there we go. So look at the size then. Got the old calipers to hand. There we go, some millimetres. Okay, so the height 3.2, 3.23, and the width on one side 2.4, width on the other side 2.4 again. Yeah, not bad. At the widest point, pretty much that. Alright, so I think move these ones out of the way slightly. Does look a solid egg, and indeed, you know, but you can see there's clearly a seam in the centre there. So it isn't really solid, even though it says it's solid. There will be two halves to this. So give it a chop down the middle. Okay. So you can see here that it's clearly two halves stuck together. You can see how smooth they are as well. You know, they don't completely fill each side, but they're better than the Easter offerings actually. I said, you know, is this basically just a repackage of the Easter Cadbury's Dairy Milk mini eggs and things? But they were a lot worse than this at filling the sides up. You can see it's not much of a gap this time. If I do stick it together, is that right? It must be the right way around. Yeah. You can see how sizable the actual missing gap is. You know, when it says it's a solid egg, you know, that's far from solid, that is it. You know what I mean? It's still a pretty big gap in there. You know, and that is it's correctly sealed together. Yeah. It's falling apart a bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Slotted in together, so yeah, even though there's a bit of a gap, you can see how much, you know, gappage there is in the middle. There's still quite a sizable gap there. You know what I mean? And that is pretty sizable. It's not as big as the ones in the mini egg ones that they did at Easter time. But you know, if I got my ruler out, I mean, I'm just going to measure the hole at the side, but that's definitely the size of the gap at least. About 1/2 centimetre really. You know, at least, yeah, if not slightly more. So, I'll say that is kind of together almost correctly, I would say. Yeah. Alright, well, did they taste nice? We need to lift myself up and give them a go. So let's find out. Let's give them a taste. Okay then everyone, I'm going to give these Cadbury Dairy Milk Little Robins a taste. Very excited for these, very excited for these. They look very nice indeed, yes. Still the usual problems that the Easter sort of Dairy Milk mini eggs from Easter have, where there's a big gappage in the middle. But I don't think it's quite as big, but it's still sizable. So got one here, let's give it a bit of an open. It's basically just dairy milk really. I don't think there's going to be anything too dramatic going on, but you never know. Let's give it a taste. Let's do it. It's immediately collapses in half when you bite it, you know, because there's just so much gap in the middle. I did say it was a solid egg in the description, and it isn't. You know, solid milk chocolate eggs, it says there. They're not. But they're pretty good, you know. It tastes just like dairy milk, really. I think it's what you'd expect. You know, it's a nice little product. It looks good. But at the end of the day, it's basically dairy milk. But there's just the fact that it's got that big gap in the middle. I mean, it's just unacceptable, really, that, isn't it? You know, and there's so many. The bag is so big, but you get so little in there. So they're all in these big wrappers and things. The chocolates take up about twice as much space as they need to because of the size of these wrappers. And these flourishes on the side, you know. You can see, you know what I mean? Just how big the egg is to the half that we had from before. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, you know, it's a bit disappointing, I think, for that reason. You know, I feel like overall they look nice, though. They're a nice product, but it's basically Dairy Milk, really. Dairy Milk's pretty much a 4 out of 5 for me. I think these ones, they're okay. I think the shortcomings are that big gap in the middle of the egg. It's not a solid egg like it claims to be. I think there's just, you could have far more in the pack than, you know, you get. Yeah, I don't know. They're all right, really. Should I not dock it down from a 4 just because of those reasons? I mean, they look nice, a nice Christmassy product, but I guess maybe a pain for that Christmassy feel and things. I think for me, I've got to dock them down for the big gap in the middle and stuff like that. I'm sure I had these not long ago, just randomly. I think someone gave me one, or maybe I bought some. I'm not sure. I'm sure I thought the gap wasn't too bad, but you know, I wasn't doing it like this, you know, scientifically or whatever you call it this way, but giving it a proper review. I don't feel they're quite as bad as the Easter offerings. They don't seem to be anyway, from memory. I remember being quite disappointed with those, just how unfilled they were. Basically, I'm sure they were worse than this. You know, there's big, you know, big ridges and things like that with the filling just not coming up anywhere, and you could almost break them with your hand very easily. You know, they were just so empty and so brittle as a result of it. But I think, yeah, these ones are not as bad as that, but they're still disappointing. You could have more in the pack. There's that big gap still. It's not as big as, say, the Easter ones, but Easter equivalents, but still big. Yeah, I think for me, yeah, basically 3.5 out of 5 rather than a 4, which is a regular Dairy Milk, really. You probably may as well just have a regular Dairy Milk, but it does have that Christmas appeal, I guess. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Find me on Twitter and Instagram. Check out the YouTube member program. Link for that's in the description, as is a link for the Discord server. The member program is great to support the channel, and the Discord server is great to keep in touch with myself and the community. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment or free as well. Always great to hear from you, and I always do my best to reply. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. See ya.